Well, this weekend, Arsenal is going to play against Liverpool at the Emirates into the FA Cup, but there are some two players that are really doubtful for this fixture of Liverpool versus Arsenal at the Emirates. Welcome to the Rokani Media Football. Hope you guys are really having a fantastic day. It's the second of January 2024, and hope you guys are really having well. Most of you have seen God, and I know most of you will see God, and Muslims you'll see Allah. That's why I tell you, Barakallahu fikum, and the Christians, may the living to God bless you abundantly. And we're here to obviously discuss the story as we head into that beautiful game of football of Liverpool being hosted at the Emirates by the hosts, that is Arsenal. El Nini, Tomiyasu leaving Arsenal. That is something we're going to talk about, and we're going to explain everything in detail in the next 10 minutes. Let's see close to 100 likes smash on this video, and don't forget to subscribe because we want to hit 20,000 subscribers before the end of this year. Not so? We've gone ahead to be calling it for we've gone ahead to be calling in for this for the whole of last year, but it never really came to pass. But I know with you guys, with us, it's gonna come to pass, and we're gonna hit 20,000 subscribers. And let's continue subscribing, guys. Lower right bottom corner is the place to be. Smash the black button that has the word subscribe. After smashing it, hit the notification bell. That will enable you get notified every time I upload the video onto this channel. Now, let's obviously look out for something very important here that we need to obviously discuss, and it's all about John Crossmira coming in through to really report this story that very many Arsenal fans won't be okay with, but I need to obviously bring it. John Crossmira is a chief football writer, you know, and he's the chairman of Football Writers Association. He has gone ahead and confirmed to us that Ben White has been playing with Inigo in recent weeks, while Bukayo Saka has also been nursing a recurrent Achilles issue. Japan have asked for Takahiro Tomiyasu to join up for the Asia Cup this week. Now, Ben White has been playing with Inigo, and obviously it's something to really deal with, and the physios have to really assess him and really see, is he ready to take on the side of Liverpool, or else he won't be able. Then Bukayo Saka, a recurrent Achilles issue. So if I'm Bukayo Saka, I wouldn't like to say to it that I get anything that's going to distort me ahead of the Liverpool tie, because Bukayo Saka went ahead to obviously score a goal against Fulham. It has been really long since Bukayo Saka last went ahead to obviously score himself a goal, but he went ahead to score himself a goal, meaning that he would be fighting to obviously, you know, be available to obviously face the side of Liverpool. That's what Bukayo Saka should be on. And when you look at the players that have gone ahead to be playing with injuries throughout, it's not only him. I remember Cristiano Ronaldo in 2008 at Man United. He wanted to win a Ballon d'Or. He was on fire. Everything was moving towards him. And guess what he decided? He decided that I'm going to really take the injections and I'll play through pain. Sometimes you need to play through pain, and then you obviously get a surgery at the end of the season. And I don't know how Bukayo Saka is going to make this decision, you know, because this season is really going to be, the pre-season holidays are really going to be short. Remember after the Premier League and the Champions League summed up, we are going to the Euros. So that means the season for Bukayo Saka is gonna end in 2020. In 2024 July, you know, at the beginning of July, like around 10th, 11th. That's it. So that means if he takes a surgery, it might keep him out. For the start of the season, and he won't be taking part of the preseason. And I think that's exactly what they're supposed to do. This time around, Saka should be really given a surgery after all these games. You get, after the season and after the Euros, if this thing is recurring, he has to obviously take a surgery and see to it that it comes to what we call a stop. Why? If it doesn't come to a stop, it's gonna be really hard for him to obviously pick himself and really take himself where he deserves to be, because him as a player is good, but sometimes when your opponent realizes that you're really having something recurring and he can obviously tackle you into that position, obviously, you see to it that you are stopped into your action. But towards the game of Liverpool, he might be doubtful, but I know he's going to make it. That's what I'm really believing, that he's going to make it and he's going to put up or live up to the expectations of Arsenal, but his performances, right, are being affected by this injury. And that's why you see to it that they foul him a lot, because they know exactly what is really troubling him. But also, I'm fed up of this story being put up in the media, because this is the third time it's being put up. And every time he's not performing well, this is when this story is being put up. I ask myself, why is it that when Saka is on fire, it's not put up? That's my big question, because every time he's really on the groove, no one comes out to really let him know that he's not doing something great and he's not having an injury. So having these niggles and bringing them in the media is really one of those defensive stories that you expect coming from the agent of Bukayo Saka, because people will be asking, Bukayo Saka started off the season well scoring goals, but right now he has gone ahead to really shrink as far as scoring goals is concerned. Carl Palmer is having 8 goals and Saka is having 6. You get? Yet Carl Palmer, I think, was signed late to join Chelsea, but is really getting in very many goals. When you look at the likes of Phil Foden, they're really having flying seasons. So Saka should just know how he's going to play throughout this season with those niggles and recurrent Achilles injuries. Then he goes for surgery after his season ends in Germany when they are playing the Euros. And it will be noted that Kevin De Bruyne had to do the same thing, but he really declined it. And when he declined it, guess what happened? He came in through, he played like I think 3-4 games for Man City, and he couldn't afford to do that anymore, and he went up for the surgery. If Man City had gone ahead to obviously accept and the physios that this guy should undergo a surgery after the Champions League final, because he went ahead to play, I think, like 30 minutes and was taken off, they would have gone ahead to have him at the beginning of the season also, because the Champions League finale was played on 10th of June, 10th July 1 month, 10th August 2 months, and 10th September, he would have gone ahead to be back. So they would have gone ahead to be having him for the entire month of October, November, and December, but they missed out on him for September, October, November, and December. 4 months. So I think some decisions have to be made and taken. So if that's the case, everything needs to go on and happen that way. When we go to Benjamin White has been one of those players that is really solid, and that injury has not gone ahead, I think, to affect him and the way he plays for the club of Arsenal. So he's not looking like he's playing with one, but I think he missed out on a couple of games and he was not really played. But the big question is, who is going to play into that position if at all Ben White doesn't pass the late fitness test ahead of the Liverpool game? Will Japan, that has gone ahead to order or request for Takahiro Tomiyasu to join them, coming through? Because if I'm Arsenal, I have to write back to Japan and tell them I want Tomiyasu to be part of the game as we play against Liverpool in the FA Cup. That is it. Why? If Ben White is past fit, then you need Takahiro Tomiyasu to close down Mohamed Salah. And I don't know whether Salah is also going to be available, because he's the captain of Egypt. You know, he's the captain of Egypt. And when you look at the AFCON fixtures, as I was looking at them here, AFCON fixtures, as I'm looking at them here, Egypt is playing on the 14th of January. So I don't know whether they are going to obviously allow this guy to arrive 6 days or 7 days to the end, 7 days to the commence of their first African Cup of Nations game. I don't know how they're going to do it, because even El Nini is one of those that is really living for AFCON. And we've been told by the Arsenal correspondent for the Evening Standard, that is Simon Collins, that Arsenal are expected to be without Mohamed El Nini and Takahiro Tomiyasu for the FA Cup clash against Liverpool. El Nini has already travelled to be with the Egypt squad for AFCON. with expectation that Tomiyasu will leave for the Asian Cup on Friday. So there is urge, there is appetite for these national teams to be having their players. So for El Nini, he has already left because he knows that even if he keeps himself at Arsenal, there is nothing that is going to happen in as far as him getting first team football is concerned. So he is going to hate to go where he's a priority at the national team. But for Takahiro Tomiyasu, you ask yourself, how are things going to really pan out, right? Because when you look at Arsenal, they are going to play on the 7th. And the 7th is going to be a Sunday. If Tomiyasu is to leave on Friday, that will leave Arsenal in shortage. I tell you, Zinchenko is really having a little bit of a knock. And Jakub Kiwior was responsible for the first goal that they conceded against Fulham on Sunday. So I don't know what exactly they're going to do as a team of Arsenal, because they will need Takahiro Tomiyasu. That is it. And the Japanese national team might say, no, don't play him because we need him. What if he gets an injury? So it looks like Arsenal had to find a better way to deal with this. And I think they are going to have to make a better plan of recruiting Julian Timber, who would have gone ahead to play and cover up in all those positions where need be. But the player is still injured. And I've gone ahead to get a story today that I'm going to air out next about this guy that it looks like is going to be out for more. So it is very worrying and shocking that every time we expect Julian Timber is going to be back early, it's extended. And that is it. So I don't really understand the cause of this, but I can confirm to you that things are really going on in a right pipeline for Arsenal to obviously secure their signings. Because what is going to rescue Arsenal from all this is getting in the right signings to do the job. And I told you that what Arsenal should do right now, first and foremost, they should look out for a player who can play as a left back and right back. Those players are there. All else, they can look at a player who can play as a right back, and can play as a central defender. That is something to note about, because when you bring in a player who can play as a right back and left back, that means you can give Ben White some allowance to play in the central defense, either with Jakub Kiwior or Gabriel Magalhaes, and sometimes rest Saliba. I know people are really happy with Saliba, but you need to obviously see this player rest. That is it. This player needs to obviously rest his body a little bit. And if at all he doesn't, you'll see the repercussions come up after you. So guys, thank you very much for watching. Tell me your thoughts about Bukayo Saka and Ben White knocks that might keep them out for the game of Liverpool. And Saka, it's all about the Achilles issue, and Ben White is really having an ego. And will these injuries keep them out for the game of Liverpool? I'm calling for your reactions in the comment section below. Talk about I'll call upon for your reactions into the comment section below. What do you take about the Tomiyasu going to the Asian Cup on Friday? Would you fancy him to miss out onto the game of Liverpool, where Arsenal would have gone ahead to need him most? And El Nini leaving for Egypt early before even the team play against Liverpool. May the living to God bless you abundantly. Rokani David remains my name. I sign out for now. See you later, the Muslims. Barakallahu fikum. And don't forget to subscribe and smash the like button close to 100 times. We sign out for now. Bye bye. And we are here to serve you like never before. Ciao, ciao.